A storm is coming to Nevermore. Thunder cracks across the night sky, and in the silence that follows, a secret begins to breathe. A photo, just one image, slips into the shadows, and suddenly nothing feels safe. Whispers travel faster than the wind, and every locked door now feels like it's hiding a truth. But who took the picture, and why does it feel like more than just a scandal? The screen flickers to life with a dark, colorless tone. Rain lashes against tall, Gothic windows, each drop echoing like a ticking clock. Somewhere inside the walls of Nevermore Academy, a candle flickers, threatening to go out. The storm outside mirrors the storm within. A shadow moves across the corridor, quick, untraceable, like someone running but never seen. Then silence. The kind of silence that makes your chest heavy. A voice, calm but filled with menace, breaks the quiet. Every mystery begins with something small, and every small thing grows into something dangerous. The words echo as a single raven lands on the window frame, its wings shaking off the rain. It tilts its head, watching as though it knows something we don't. The scene shifts. The camera pans to the courtyard, empty, drenched in water, with statues staring blankly at the storm. A faint sound emerges, not thunder, not rain, but whispers. Whispers carried across the stones, hushed voices repeating a single word. Ophelia. Suddenly, flashes light up the screen. A photo appears, blurry, distorted by water and static. It is gone in an instant, but the image lingers in our minds. The narrator's voice grows heavier. One picture. That's all it takes to shatter peace, to pull secrets out of the dark, to trap everyone in a story they can't escape. The hallway doors slam shut, one by one, until only one remains open. The camera slowly pushes forward, as if dragging us into that doorway. Inside, a desk covered in scattered papers, ink stains, and an envelope torn open. Out of the envelope, a photo slides into view. It is never shown clearly, only the sound of gasps surrounding it. The photo holds power. It is more than just a piece of paper, it is a weapon. We see quick flashes, hands clutching phones in the dark, screens glowing with shock. Students exchange glances, their faces pale, their lips sealed tight. One coughs nervously, another drops their book, the sound echoing too loudly in the corridor. The entire academy feels different now. What was once only filled with strange routines, oddities, and Wednesday's quiet intensity is now alive with fear. The narrator whispers again. Secrets don't hide forever. They spread, and sometimes they spread faster than the truth. The raven lets out a cry, sharp enough to cut through the air, and the screen snaps to black, but it doesn't stay black for long. Lightning strikes, illuminating Wednesday's face. Her eyes stare directly ahead, cold and sharp, as though she already knows the truth. The storm rages outside, but the real storm has just begun inside the walls of Nevermore. The final image of the opening lingers on a single candle, burning lower and lower until the flame nearly dies. Just before it vanishes completely, a hand appears, shielding it from the wind. The flame survives, but for how long? The storm outside doesn't calm. Instead, it grows louder, as though nature itself is trying to warn Nevermore of what's coming. The screen shakes with a sudden clap of thunder, and then we see it, the blurred outline of a hand clutching a photo. Not just any photo, the one that shouldn't exist. The one no one was supposed to see. The faceless narrator's voice cuts through the storm. Low and deliberate, a single picture in the wrong hands can destroy everything. The scene shifts. A group of students huddle together in a dimly lit hallway, their whispers bouncing off the stone walls. No names are spoken, only fragments of sentences. Did you see it? It's everywhere now. How could she let this happen? Their faces blur in and out of focus because it's not about who they are, it's about what they've seen. The camera slides past them, moving into a common room where screens glow like eerie lanterns. Phones buzz in trembling hands. Notifications pile up, messages flood in, and the same image keeps reappearing again and again. Each time it flickers across a screen, the reactions are the same: shock, disbelief, and the unspoken fear that this is only the beginning. The narrator continues. Ophelia, a name whispered in corridors, now written in digital ink. Once a secret, now a storm. The screen cuts to a blurred silhouette of a girl sitting alone on a bed, head in her hands. The room is quiet except for the faint dripping of rain against the window. Papers are scattered across the floor, drawings, journals, broken pieces of a mirror. Her face is never shown, only her shadow against the wall. The photo is on the bed beside her, face down, daring her to pick it up. Suddenly, the camera zooms closer. The sound of a phone vibrating fills the silence. A screen lights up, and there it is again, the same image. The words across the message sting like venom. Did you see this? Everyone has. We don't see the picture clearly, only fragments. Hand, a blurred shape, the suggestion of something forbidden. The secrecy makes it worse. Our minds fill the gaps with what could be, and that unknown is heavier than the truth itself. A student gasps in horror as the photo appears on their screen. Another slams their locker shut, breathing fast. A teacher passes by, their eyes narrowing, but even they cannot stop what has already begun. The photo is spreading, invisible hands carrying it from one pocket to another. One whisper to the next. The narrator sharpens their tone. One question now rules Nevermore Academy. Who leaked it, and why? The tension rises with quick cuts. A stack of newspapers being dropped onto a desk, a headline half-glimpsed, Scandal at Nevermore. Then torn apart before the full story can be read. Fingers slam on keyboards, searching for answers. A door creaks open, revealing nothing but an empty hallway filled with echoes of laughter that don't belong. The sound design shifts. Every text notification becomes a sharp stab, every whisper a roar. The photo is no longer a secret, it's a living thing, crawling through the academy like a ghost. No one can hold it, no one can stop it, and yet everyone feels its weight. Finally, the camera locks onto Wednesday. She stands apart from the chaos, her face calm but her eyes calculating. She doesn't scroll through messages or whisper with the others. Instead, she looks directly at a locked drawer in her room. As though she already suspects the truth, the narrator closes the section with a chilling warning. In a world where secrets spread faster than shadows, one image can be more dangerous than a weapon. This leak is no accident, it's a message, and messages always demand answers. The screen fades to black, leaving only the sound of another notification ping echoing in the silence. Like a warning bell no one can ignore. The walls of Nevermore Academy have always kept secrets, but tonight they seem to whisper louder than ever. The storm outside has quieted, but inside, tension grows with every step. Students keep their heads down, avoiding eye contact, as though guilt itself might be contagious. Doors creak open and slam shut, leaving echoes that sound like warnings. Something has shifted, and everyone feels it. In the middle of it all, one figure moves differently. Slow, precise, deliberate. Wednesday Addams? While the others drown in rumor and fear, she treats the photo leak like a puzzle begging to be solved. Her footsteps are sharp against the stone floor, each one echoing with purpose. She carries no phone, no notebook, just her mind, sharper than any blade. The narrator's voice cuts in, steady and chilling. When chaos consumes the crowd, there is always one who hunts for truth. The visuals change. Wednesday's fingers trace over the edges of a discarded envelope, her nails scratching against the torn paper. Her gaze lingers on the smallest details, a smudge of ink, a corner folded twice, a faint fingerprint left behind. In the rush, she doesn't flinch, she doesn't gasp. She sees everything. In quick flashes, we see her investigation unfold. A candle burning low in her dorm, shadows stretching across her face as she sketches a web of connections on the wall. A notebook filled with names, each one circled, crossed out, or linked by arrows that seem to lead nowhere, until they do. A black glove tucked into her drawer, the leather marked by something faint, something red. The sound of whispers fills the screen again, but this time they're sharper, faster. It wasn't an accident. She wanted it to spread, but why now? The voices overlap until they become unbearable. Then, silence broken by the creak of a door being opened in the dead of night. Wednesday steps inside an abandoned classroom. Dust floats in the air, lit only by the flicker of lightning through broken shutters. On the blackboard, someone has drawn a symbol, 3 lines intersecting like a fractured star. Beneath it, scribbled in haste, "Watch her." The narrator whispers, "Every mystery leaves behind footprints. But sometimes the footprints lead to a place you were never meant to go." The camera pans across a desk scattered with Polaroids. None show clear faces, only fragments, a hand, a shadow, a reflection in glass. Wednesday picks one up, her expression unchanging, but her eyes flash with recognition. She tucks it into her pocket without a word. Suddenly a noise. Footsteps. In the hall, slow, deliberate, following. The shot tightens on Wednesday's hand as she grips a candle holder like a weapon. The door creaks open just enough for a shadow to slip past. She doesn't move, doesn't breathe. The footsteps fade, leaving only her pulse echoing in the silence. The screen cuts to black, then bursts with rapid images. A camera flash in a dark hallway, catching someone mid-sprint. Students exchanging notes under the table in the cafeteria. Wednesday pressing her ear against a wall, listening to voices on the other side. A locked drawer rattling on its own. As though someone or something wants out, the narrator's voice grows sharper. The leak was not just a mistake, it was planted. And the one who planted it is watching, waiting, daring her to uncover the rest. We return to Wednesday. In her dorm, staring at a wall covered in photos, strings, and questions. Her voice finally cuts through for the first time in the trailer comm, cold, certain. "Someone wanted me to see this. Now I'll show them what happens when they get my attention." The screen shakes with another thunderclap. The investigation is no longer quiet. It's alive, pulling everyone deeper into a trap they can't yet see. The photo was only the spark. The fire is just beginning. The final image of this section lingers on a key lying on the floor. Glinting in the faint candlelight, no one picks it up, not yet. But the audience knows this key will unlock more than just a door. It will unlock the next secret. The storm outside reaches its peak. Lightning tears across the sky, illuminating Nevermore Academy in quick, violent flashes. Inside, the halls are empty, but the silence feels heavy, like the whole building is holding its breath. A single clock ticks louder and louder, every second pressing like a heartbeat. Something is about to break. The camera drifts through the corridors. The whispers are gone now, replaced by something more haunting. The sound of footsteps echoing where no one is walking. Doors tremble in their frames, windows rattle as though unseen hands are pressing against them. Then a scream slices through the air, not long, not loud, but enough to freeze the blood. The narrator's voice cuts in, low and relentless. "Secrets can be buried, but lies, they always rise." The screen explodes with rapid, disjointed images, a shattered mirror reflecting only fragments of a face. A notebook page ripped in half, the words, "She knows," scrawled in messy ink. A pair of eyes watching through a crack in the door, unblinking. The mysterious photo, burning slowly, edges curling into black ash. We return to Wednesday. Her gaze is locked on something off-screen, her expression sharper than ever. The shadows flicker around her as though they're alive, pulling closer. She doesn't move, doesn't speak. She simply stares like she already knows who the enemy is. The narrator deepens. The words cutting like a blade. The photo was never the end. It was the beginning, a warning, a challenge. Suddenly, the camera zooms in on Wednesday's eye. In its reflection, we see a figure standing at the far end of the hallway, blurred, faceless, but undeniably watching. The air thickens, the music cuts out. Only the sound of rain dripping through the roof remains. Then, a voice not belonging to the narrator, cold and distant, whispers through the speakers, "It's only a matter of time." The trailer spirals into chaos. Images flash one after another. Students screaming as the lights cut out. Wednesday running through the forest with nothing but a lantern. A coffin lid creaking open in the dead of night. A black feather falling into blood-stained water. Ophelia's silhouette at a window, her hand pressed to the glass, eyes wide with fear. The sound design grows frantic. Each heartbeat is louder, faster, each lightning strike brighter. until finally silence, the last scene holds. Wednesday stands. In a darkened corridor, a candle in her hand. The flame flickers dangerously close to dying. She leans forward, her voice the only sound we hear. Calm, chilling, certain, whoever started this will regret finishing it. The candle goes out, total darkness. For a moment, nothing happens. Then white text slams onto the black screen, bold and final. Wednesday Season 3, the mystery unfolds soon. The words linger before fading. One last notification sound ping echoes into the silence, as if the photo has just landed in your pocket. The narrator closes with a final warning. This season, secrets don't just stay buried, they go viral. Fade to black. The trailer ends.